Yo, yo. We are in the house.
I want to play this clip from my earlier debate with the CEO of Liquid Death, and let me just.
Learn the art of money making. Become rich in Arena Breakout in no time. Rule number 1.
Go back to your apartment.
Do it. Do it.
Hi everyone, Donut here. I'm back once again. Had a little stint there. We got a little too busy. Had me a little bachelorette party down in Key West. Then I had my 20-year high school reunion. And I've been doing podcasting nonstop, trying to prepare for the Unsubscribed Podcast live shows coming up. I just been pretty busy lately. Anyways, I am back with some videos that you might like to see. We all know deadly force is sometimes necessary. You've seen it over 1,000 times around these here parts. You usually don't see deadly force happening when two neighbors are having a civil dispute over a light bulb that got some paint on it. Spoiler alert, someone gets shot by police. The shirtless guy in this video that ends up pushing police to use deadly force seems to be in the right. I don't know what his problem was. That's one thing that we're going to talk about today. The other thing that I want to talk about is a lady that had an entire cookout down her pants. Yep, the ribs, the crab legs, all of it. I know that you're hungry to learn more, but first, a quick word from our sponsor. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have the cleanest balls on the planet. Manscaped sent me a bunch of cool new stuff. They sent me the Handyman and the Chairman Pro. I love Manscaped. They've been one of my longest running sponsors and I use a lot of their products. This little guy looks cool as hell. What's inside you? Oh, look at that long utility and reduce LED spot by using scene. It had been reported that they were in fact shoving meat down their pants. They were both attempting to leave the scene with the meat as soon as officers arrived. After the larger female was lifted up, something fell out of her pants. That would be a crab leg. If it wasn't already fishy enough, I'm not gonna make that joke. They had crabs.
All right, let's get her in the car real quick.
She didn't do anything.
Yeah, your crab legs are falling out.
However, there was way more than just crabs in her pants. Without even putting her down, an entire feast of cans and shrimp and all sorts of stuff falls out. Spices and all.
Little seasoning.
That's right, this big old woman was cooking an entire low country boil down there. Fucking gross, dude. Because you know they can't resell that shit. I know that everyone wants to have the best barbecue on the day of our country's freedom, but I don't think anyone's gonna want to eat the food that you shoved down your sweaty, tight, disgusting pants.
That's disgusting.
Officers interviewed the man that called. It looks like he was a worker there at the grocery store. He stated that he saw them both put crab legs inside of their purses. They be smuggling crabs everywhere.
Yeah, we had the two, one with red hair, one with the black hair. They were walking down the aisle and they have crab legs and all of a sudden they disappeared in their purse. Me and the store managers approached them and asked for the receipt because you could see them through the purse, and she just kept walking and said, "No, I'm leaving," and just kept going. That's when I called right away.
We learned later, after a quick interview with the red-haired female, that she is the niece of the larger woman that has all the food down her pants. Finally, a female officer arrives on scene to pat down the woman who is using her pants as a refrigerator. First thing she finds is 2 more bags of shrimp, and then they pull out a full rack of ribs. The officers are both surprised and impressed. I personally will not be joining her cookout.
Oh, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
After the officers deal with the thieves, they go back inside of the grocery store to get an itemized list on how much they stole. The employee offered to help carry the things. Unfortunately, he did not know that they were just down that big ass lady's pants.
These were the ones that were in her pants, so you probably want to throw these away. Probably want to throw these away.
They ended up stealing a little bit over $300 worth of items. She was charged with petty theft, resisting an officer without violence, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Her bond was set at about $1,200. She was eventually sentenced to 6 days in jail and a fine of a little over $500. It probably wasn't worth the trouble.
Nope.
One more thing about the meat and the pants bandits with crabs, whatever you want to call it. While researching this, I found a story where the exact same thing happened in Florida exactly 10 years prior. Man and woman charged with stealing nearly $400 worth of meat products in DeLand. 47-year-old Doris Rowe and 54-year-old Kenneth Edwards drove 26 miles to a Winn-Dixie store in DeLand, where store manager saw Rowe stuffing meat products and other items into her pants. She hit the manager in the neck and in the process dropped pork ribs, 2 packs of detergent, and 3 water filters from her pants. She ended up having ribeye steaks, ground beef, bacon, pork ribs, and a gallon of bleach in the car, totaling over $361. Apparently, this is a common thing. A quick but honorable mention before we get into the shooting breakdown today. Now, I don't go over many things in other countries, but this one was pretty good. You guys remember the assault folding table from a video I made about 7 years ago? Last week in Naples, Italy, a man with a supposed previous criminal record was seen outside of a restaurant threatening staff with a pair of scissors. According to the maybe not accurate article, the guy was threatening people at the restaurant, demanding money. It's obvious he has a pair of scissors in his hands and he's being aggressive. The dude starts to walk away while still armed with the scissors. That's when a brave bystander with pretty good table accuracy solves the problem himself. The dude eventually manages to knock the guy out and then pins down his arm with another table to keep him from stabbing anyone.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want.
Not my job.
He was eventually arrested. Now let's talk about our shooting breakdown today. Once again, Florida man is back, and he gets f***ing shot. Remember I was talking about this all spawned from a light bulb getting a little bit of paint on it earlier? Charlotte County, Florida, September 23rd, 2025. Deputy First Class Timothy Poole arrives on scene in the Deep Creek area in Florida. This all started around 8:20 a.m. in the morning. Sheriff's office received a call saying something about criminal mischief. A guy stated that there was damage to his property in a condo complex, likely caused by our smiling friend in this video, Daniel Birch. Our deputy was there on scene and talking with the neighbor who made the call. It was determined that without concrete evidence, Birch was not guilty. The deputy documented the call and then left. A couple of hours later, a call was placed by the same man, this time at the golf club nearby. He reported this time that Burke had assaulted him. Video footage later backed this up. Burke had assaulted the caller. He was calling from the golf club because he stated he was too afraid to go home, so a second officer escorted him back to his property. The officer gets to the condo complex and he drops off the guy that was calling earlier that day. The shirtless, smiling man who did the assault, Mr. Burke, exits his home and confronts the deputy and the victim. He starts accusing the neighbor of being an alcoholic, of being crazy, and he makes some sort of alleged threat.
Cross your teeth. Go ahead and cross your T's and dot your I's. And let's do it. Let's do what? Do whatever you need to do. Because I'm tired of you showing up on my... This guy's a alcoholic. He's down there at the golf course. Okay. So let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it or not do it. What are we gonna do?
What are you threatening?
Do it or not do it.
Are you threatening?
Do it or not do it.
Did you get clean up the land? Come on.
The guy keeps telling the cop, do it, not really specifying as to what that means, but it sounds kind of like a threat to me. Realizing this guy might actually be a threat, he pulls out his taser, uses it on the guy, but it doesn't make a good connection. Dude just kind of swats away the wires and looks pretty unfazed.
Oh, go back to your apartment.
Do it. Do it. Come on.
The officer's shocked that nothing happened, grabs his pistol, and then calls in for backup. He tells the suspect to get on his knees, and of course, he doesn't, because that never happens. Dude instead takes out his phone and starts filming the officer. Tells the officer he's done nothing wrong and keeps backing up. He then reaches for the officer's gun, which causes the officer to shoot 3 times. The officer announces on the radio that he has fired shots, and he tells the dude on the ground, hey, you can't come at me like that.
Oh, come on, mother. Why you f***ing lasering me?
Because you were already trying to hit me.
I didn't try to hit you.
Yeah, you're moving up on me.
So now I'm bleeding. So now I'm bleeding, and you're doing all this.
310 Central. Go ahead and send me back up. Subject tried to attack me. Got him at gunpoint right now.
Yo, this officer's actually fucking
You need
crazy.
to get down
bro.
on your knees.
I haven't done anything.
Oh,
Get
he's
on your
holding it
knees.
sideways
Now.
like he's fucking gonna kill a shot, bro. This motherfucker is ready to kill someone. He is looking to kill someone. That's crazy.
Shots fired, shots fired.
He grabs a med kit and he starts yelling at the guy, hey, get up, I'm trying to help you. I don't think the guy's gonna be able to get up right now. Looks like he got shot a couple of times. He was airlifted to the hospital and ended up dying the next day. So this begs the question, do you think the officer acted too quickly? Do you think he acted appropriately?
the
do you think
officer's
something
looking
could
to
have
kill
been done
someone.
differently? It's a pretty unfortunate turn of events, but let me know what you think about it in the comments below if you want to help support the channel. Watch
I
me
feel like
stream
the
on
officer
Kick
definitely
and
turned
Twitch,
to the
usually
dude
10
after he
a.m.
killed
Monday
that
through
guy
Friday.
and
Subscribe
said,
to
well, you ain't gotta worry
PurpleBox.tv
about
to see
him
all
no
my
more.
videos uncensored. And a bunch
Like,
of other
he
videos
definitely
from my
seems
friends.
like someone that would've said
DonaldOperator.com
that.
to get some super
I don't even want the pizza. He left. Him and his wife just left.
What the did what? You know what? I'm not even gonna try. She's speaking gravy right now. Okay, but did she use cash for the pizza or EBT is what I'm wondering. Like, this is, and they destroy property. Vandalism on the way up.
Ooh,
Yep, second pair.
making me so mad.
Third?
That's all I got.
Third? Oh my God, we have a 3-cup female. There we go, perfect.
On September 10th, 2000.
Central Illinois body cam. Hey, look at that. We're detectives, boys.
25. Officers with the Kewanee, Illinois Police Department.
Echolop is a weird type of cop.
Were dispatched to a local gas station regarding a dispute over the price of a pizza, which amounted to $1. After being asked to leave by staff and law enforcement, 3 subjects decided to take a different route.
Hello? Yeah, they charged me for a pizza. Now he's telling me I owe him $1. I don't even want the pizza. He left.
Wait. I can hear the fat in the voice, dude.
Yeah, they charged me for a pizza. Now he's telling me I owe him $1.
You
I
can.
don't even want the pizza.
Look how big that black box is. Good God.
Can't say that.
Yeah, they charged me for a pizza. Now he's telling me I owe him $1. I don't even want the pizza. He left. Him and his wife just left.
What the what?
For a pizza. Now he's telling me I owe him $1. I don't even want the pizza. He left. Him and his wife just left. Some black girl in there.
What? You know what? I'm not even gonna try. She's speaking gravy right now.
They didn't give me my $12 back, so I want my money back. I don't want the pizza. I don't even trust the pizza.
She rude as
I don't care.
and you already know I don't even play with people. So now she gotta wait till somebody to refund from Goldie. I'm not getting my.
Okay, so
I want my money. I'm
did
not
you
from down
order
here.
a pizza?
I ordered a pizza. I ordered a pizza about 30, 40
Oh,
minutes ago. They didn't
that
tell me that
sucks.
it was $1 fee.
She ordered a pizza, and there was a $1 fee, and she's angry now, is what I'm understanding.
My first legendary to drop from a badass, and it was just a fucking class for a different
That was 40 minutes ago.
Vault Hunter.
I don't even want the pizza. I don't trust the pizza.
That's crazy.
They left.
She dealt with Goldie. She dealt with a mom. But what I told. Okay, when you buy a frozen pizza on Link, it's $1 fee to cook it. That's her problem that she didn't tell her.
It's $1 fee to cook
She
a
bought
pizza.
the frozen pizza, and they're charging $1 because they had to cook it. So this isn't even a pizza joint. I mean, I see it's a gas station, but it's not one of those pizza joints inside of a gas station. So they charge her $1 fee to like take it out, use the oven, put it back in there is what I'm thinking. Okay, but did she use cash for the pizza or EBT is what I'm wondering. Like,
Yeah, I hear when she told me what happened. I said, well, just get them the pizza.
like is the money even hers to spend?
And that's fine. We can pay for $1. They left. I can't deal with that.
So
but when I told her it's not my fault, it's a mom fault for not explaining when you buy
I'm not from down there, sir. I don't know what's going on. My mama don't want the pizza. I was buying it for them. Now I don't want it. I want my $12 back. I don't want the pizza.
So they cooked the pizza and she refusing service. So that sounds like theft of services to me.
I'm leaving in a couple hours.
Same thing as running out on a bill in a restaurant.
All right, here's the deal. As you engaged in a transaction that made something that expires or goes bad. So they made this pizza for you.
I don't want it. I don't trust it.
I know, but you can't return something that is made.
You eat.
I don't want to eat it. I
don't want it either.
You already made this.
Can you use EBT at convenience stores? Oh yeah. Oh look, dude. Look right there. Speaking of what you were asking.
Well, they should have stayed here when the police came. Said police came.
Well,
I need my money. I don't want the pizza. I don't even trust it.
You don't trust the pizza?
No, I don't.
You know what?
I don't want that damn pizza.
Is $1 even an arrestable offense? Yeah, dude. Of course it is.
A business tip I'd wish I'd known? That LegalZoom can help you launch an LLC and stay on top of your business licenses. Visit LegalZoom for a legal hand.
You don't want to waste your precious downtime searching. No, with your hectic schedule, your TV time is sacred. Fire TV helps you make the most of it. More time for you time.
But the point is, she paid for it. They cooked it. And if she walks out, it's like walking out on the restaurant tab.
You know what that damn picture?
Do you want? Sorry, paid for. I want my $12.
What is EBT? It's food stamps. It's the fancy word of saying food stamps.
It's not paid for. She still got to pay $1 for it.
I'll pay the $1.
Okay, I thought
See, the cop's like, I'll pay the $1.
$12. It's not paid for. She still got to pay $1 for it.
I'll pay the $1.
Okay, I thought I would have paid the damn $1. It ain't about the $1, baby. I got plenty of money. It's not even about
It's
you.
not about the $1.
My boss.
I got plenty of money, baby. Plenty of money in here. It's not.
Officers continued to explain that this was a civil issue, and law enforcement was unable to take any action. Shortly after,
There you go. Civil issue 10-8 back in service. You want to sue him, sue him.
officers in the group walked back inside, where things escalated.
All right, I'm gonna ask them if they want their pizza.
That's the lie. It's a lie. It's the principle. I want my $12 back. I don't want the pizza.
Okay.
Good God.
It's the principle of the situation.
Here's
That's
the
all I get. Ain't no
You
deal.
can have your pizza.
I don't want that pizza.
Then you need to leave.
Yeah, you need to give me my $12.
I'm not giving you anything. You need to leave or you'll be under arrest for trespassing.
Ain't nobody trespassing.
You're trespassing now. As of this point, you're trespassing. You know, we pay for this.
You're now being trespassed, so get out.
This is... And they destroy property. Vandalism on the way up. I didn't realize we were funding the well sanctuary. Yeah.
You're under arrest. You're under arrest.
Don't touch it. Don't touch my sister.
Get off. Get off.
I guarantee you they didn't pay for that pizza. That was EBT. And so basically they were getting a free pizza. They just had to pay $1.
Now. You're under arrest.
I paid for their pizza.
I did not see you back here. Oh, there's a chest back here too. Sometimes all you gotta do is just turn around. Ah, I can't put it. Yeah. Is this a knife? Is this the knife?
Woosah.
Oh.
Woosah.
God damn, I have yet to find that knife once. That's crazy.
Walk to the car. Walk to the car.
Sound like someone was saying head puncher officer.
The $1 is a loophole because you can't buy cooked goods on EBT. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Right now. Stop moving. Right now. You are under arrest now too.
So what happens is what people in the Section 8 housing communities will do is they'll take their, let's say, $1,000 EBT card, right? They'll go to a house that serves as an unofficial market that has booze and drugs and in it, and they'll give the person in the house their $1,000 EBT card for $200 in credit for some crack or some booze or like that. And then they'll come back and pick up their EBT card later. That's a very common thing. Yeah, EBT fraud like that. There's various other things they do that.
Will you get my stuff? Hurry up, get my stuff.
Stay back right now.
Get my stuff. Get my stuff. Get my stuff.
Bro, let me stand down, please.
Only EBT, you only got $180 a month. That's because you weren't popping out children at an astronomical rate so that they would give you more EBT and bigger Section 8 housing.
Very irritated. Bro, you're getting in my car. Turn around. Passenger side of my car. Bro, this shit is for fucking bullshit, bro. For real. They just want to fucking slam me on the ground. Like, bro, you hit me in the face. Because you got my sister, dude.
Is that a dude?
If she would obey, she'd be walking out the police department in 15 minutes. Now
I still don't know what this is. What's going on there?
What a angle. There's our thumbnail. Or no, the thumbnail's probably them walking into the gas station.
This guy's a legendary clip.
You're not even supposed to be touching me. You're not even the one. Record this. Record this. You put your hands on me.
This is sad. This is not sad.
And I didn't even do anything. You're not even supposed to be touching me. You're a whole bitch. You're not even supposed to be touching me. You're a whole dude.
This is retarded. It's absolutely pathetic that grown human beings act like this.
Whole dude. You're not even supposed to be touching me.
To me, sir.
I'm getting them. I ain't just anything. You're not even supposed to touch me. That's true. You wasn't even supposed to touch me. You're a whole woman.
That's interesting. I don't know how people get these concepts in their head. Like, you can't touch me. I'm a woman, and you're a man. Officer. Like, that just don't make sense to me. Who put that in your head? If that's how it was.
This was all over $1, mind you.
Yeah,
the cop was going to give him $1. They were going to walk out with the
the
pizza.
dollar.
But no, it's the principle of the matter.
You push me.
Yeah, and then they walked out destroying property.
Get up on your knees.
Let me stand up. Let me
All right, get up.
Y'all touching on me. Y'all need to take these handcuffs out.
Walk to that car. No,
Call my
walk
lawyer.
to that car.
You don't have a lawyer, and if you do, we're paying for that
Call my
too.
lawyer. Make sure they know. I'm in the middle
Come on.
of
Come on.
a injury lawsuit.
Come on.
And he pushed me. So I did put my hands on him.
They're going to need a CDL to transfer her.
What's your name?
Get all their names. What's all their names?
Sit down now. Have a seat. Sit down, please.
Shut the fuck up, 'cause y'all
Sit
mean.
down in the car.
Why y'all want a lady?
Sit down in the car. Sit down in the car. Get in the car.
I am in the car. His name is Kingdom.
Sit down. You're going to get off.
His name is Briar. His name is
It
Gardner.
will be on your... Have a
Kingdom Briar.
step back. You can record this back there, okay?
Get him. He pushed me.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. We have all of your
Get him. He pushed me.
Get in the car.
Get him. He
Oh, man.
Don't touch me.
Just step.
Oh, God.
Oh, where'd you come from,
Jesus.
Bubba?
EBT does not work in jail now. You have to use cash for the canteen if you want something other than prison food.
Where are y'all coming from?
Good God. There's our thumbnail. That's it. That's the one right there. This frame exactly. Yep. Here, I'll help you out with the thumbnail. There it is, Tyler.
What the fuck? How do they keep coming behind me, dude? I'm literally going as far back as possible to keep them in front. Oh, this is annoying. Cool. That's annoying.
What if you were prepared for all those interview curveballs?
I believe we left off, John was answering the question. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. It should automatically restart after every minute goes off. Please be mindful
Man,
of
why
it.
am I all the way
Follow
back here?
through on it. If not, I can just mute you. All right, go ahead, John.
So I'm so sorry. I don't want to talk over anyone. When my clock is ticking, then I can talk. I'm just trying to get it right. My first time here. Thank you.
That's okay.
What am I responding to? I mean, I asked you what teachings of Christ the MAGA movement or Trumpism fights for on a legislative basis. Right now, this budget calls for kicking 20 million low-income and disabled people off of Medicaid. When Jesus commands you to welcome the stranger, it sure doesn't sound fun to me. It sounds scary. It sounds very unpleasant. When he commands us to go to the margins and take care of the least of those, it sounds horrifying. Why is Trump right and Jesus is wrong? That's the only question. Thank you. That's it. No more time.
Yeah. So the problem is that that's 10 minutes, by the way. But the problem with this is that this is a bifurcation. Neither option here that you have proposed is actually true. You ask, how is Trump right? Jesus is wrong, as though they're in contention with each other. They're not in contention with each other. You're saying that Medicaid, a social safety net, which is there's going to be possibly some people who get kicked off of it due to the new budget system. We have no idea if that's even the case. There's not a single person who's been kicked off of Medicaid right now under Trump. Not one person, John, has been kicked off of Medicaid. John, why are you talking during my time, John? See why I told you you're a filibuster machine?
You're right.
You can't help it. So anyway, the point here is that also all you got to do is look at the parable of the talents. Those who would return in spiritual wealth, right? What their master gives them. In this case, Trump made an office, a spiritual office. Trump went on and he declared that there's only two genders which are allowed. No more of this heinous mutilation of children, which has been going on from the ideological perspective. I could go on and on and on when we go into the bounties. There's no Democrat operatives you can point to have any of the fruits of the spirit that you would be looking for. Not one, John. Name one.
Go ahead, John.
Thank you. I'm not a Democrat. I've never belonged to a political party. I've never once belonged to a political party. Again, I asked you to give me one teaching of Christ, and again, how are y'all helping the poor? Again, it's not a few; it's 20 million.
There we go.
This is why our government is shut down. I have never been a Democrat. I think they walk around in clown shoes, and they are very far from the teachings of Christ. But on the issues of caring for the poor, welcoming the stranger, healthcare, opposing racism, treating women with respect, they are light years closer to the teachings of Jesus and the Gospels than the policies of Donald Trump, which continues to be the brazen, junk-wagging opposite of everything Jesus commands of us. I don't really see why those of us who've read the Gospels should believe that people who endorse Donald Trump respect the teachings of Christ. You are part of a movement that's trying to make the poor more poor and the rich more rich, and that part has been done.
It's hilarious that you say that. When considering Bernie
Did he
Sanders
just
said
run
that
away?
it's a mass migration's a Koch brother conspiracy because it broke the back of the very labor unions you want to see inside the United States, John.
Is he running away?
Used to be that Democrats were the ones who were anti-immigration because of that particular problem until they realized that they would get a voting block out of it.
He's bringing got fucking backup, dude.
You didn't actually give me any parables at all that any politician
He got two fucking
or a single teaching
badasses
any
as
politician
backup.
that you would support follows. You claim that you read the Gospels, but you reject so much of the very Gospels that you read. You claim that there's women who are apostles. You can't point to that. You claim that Paul was in a direct contradiction to Christ's message. You can't prove that either. All that you've done is make assertion after assertion. Your epistemology was completely devastated because it's incoherent. It makes no sense. You can't explain it. On top of that, when we get into the actual policy prescriptions, the best way to uplift people, John, is not to give them money. It's to create the conditions where they can make the money for themselves. That is the best way to alleviate poverty, not giving them free handouts.
Oh, where the fuck did you come from? Oh, damn. One shot knocked that off.
Confidence is not a mindset, it's an achievement. In the GMC Sierra HD AT4X. Get 5.9% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra heavy-duty models.
Right. Okay, we give billionaires handouts. We give oil companies $600 million a year just for being you. This is all a racket, and this is how conservative men and women are brainwashed to be furious when we do direct action to help the poor, and then turn a blind eye when we just shovel money to billionaires who already are doing just fine. So the immigration scam, the way you know that it's a scam and they're lying to you is that if they actually wanted border crossings to stop, they would start locking up the white people who do all the hiring. There is a giant help wanted sign at our border. Our economy is propped up by an exploited, brown-skinned labor force, and Wall Street doesn't want to see this labor force go away. Donald Trump is the only president to have hired undocumented workers in 2 different centuries. He did it to avoid having to pay a living wage to an American worker. It is a racist scam. If they wanted the border crossings to stop, they'd lock up the employers. The Republicans protect them. That's how you know.
Yeah, it's really funny. Democrats weren't locking up any employers at all, John, and Kamala Harris wouldn't have either. Remember that woman that you campaigned for, that you say, even though you say you're not a Democrat, but you went and you actually went to a fundraiser and raised money on her behalf and called yourself a liberal Catholic? Would you like for me to pull that up again? So the thing is really
awesome.
funny. The thing, yeah, exactly. Don't tell me you're not a Democrat operative. You were operating on behalf of Democrats. On top of that, let's just point out very quickly, if you want to talk about millionaires and billionaires who are scamming us, right, and you bring up Trump because you have TDS, even though this debate's not about Trump, the Christian right is simply saying that we can alleviate poverty the best possible way by creating the conditionals for people to take themselves out of it. Millionaires and billionaires are the ones scamming you on immigration. They're the ones who want all the cheap labor, John. They want the cheap labor, as much cheap labor as they can possibly get. Why wouldn't they? Why would millionaires and billionaires be against unfettered illegal immigration when they're the ones who are the primary benefactors of it? We're the ones speaking truth to power, not you.
John, to you.
Well, Ronald Reagan, of course, is the one who wanted open borders and who gave amnesty. There are no Democrats who are fighting for that right now. And again, this all comes down to the fact that people don't want to welcome a stranger. They don't want to do what Jesus commands of us. They want to go around Jesus, either back to the Old Testament or forward to Paul, because Jesus is too inconveniently woke for a lot of people. And I get it. I understand how threatening that can be. But again, I talked about immigration, and you didn't answer any of the points. Donald Trump has hired undocumented workers in 2 different centuries. Undocumented workers built Trump Tower here in New York City because he didn't want to pay American workers a living wage. It is all about exploitation. And again, if they really cared about the border crossings, if you start locking up these white people who hire lawn work, you'll always see they arrested 400 illegals in the meatpacking plant, but they never arrest the guys counting the money in the back. That's the fraud, and Trump is protecting agricultural workers who are undocumented right now with a carve-out.
Wow, this is great. John says, oh, these billionaires and billionaires just want to get you to hate all the brown people. At the same time, he points out a billionaire utilizing illegal immigrants for the purposes of exploiting their labor, which is really interesting that the Christian right, who wants the billionaires and millionaires to not exploit the labor of illegal immigrants by locking our border down like we should, which would also stop drug trafficking, human trafficking. The most amount of human trafficking, by the way, John, especially if kids, comes from across that southern border. No, we're supposed to welcome in the stranger with the fentanyl, right, John? We're supposed to welcome in the stranger who's doing the human trafficking. We're supposed to just welcome them in, or are we supposed to have laws within the confines of Christian ethics? We know that that's immoral and wrong, and if we can do things to prevent it, like lock down our southern border, where you have a government who's giving incentives to their own people to do that by working with the cartels, ought we not do that, John? John says, well, no. No, we shouldn't. We should just welcome them with open arms. It's insane and contradictory.
I don't say we should welcome them with open arms. I've never said that. Jesus says that. I've never said it. Jesus says that. Actually, I'm so sorry. Jesus commands that.
So Jesus wanted us to welcome them.
And Jesus is not ambiguous. God of the Old Testament commands to welcome the stranger and to treat the alien as one of your own, and to never mistreat the alien. Those folks are in this country because people like Donald Trump offer them jobs. The Republican Party needs you to not see them as human, so they will call them illegals, which is a racist slur. You'll never hear anyone on Fox News
Wow, that's
refer to a
actually
white
wild to say
lawbreaker
that that's a
as an
racist
illegal.
thing.
Donald Trump has all these felony convictions. They won't call him an illegal. That word is specifically used as a slur for brown people who are more accurately called Christian refugees. I didn't say welcome them with open arms. Jesus did. I don't pretend to be as good as Jesus. I just object to criminalizing migrants by calling them mean
a white dude from British
you see how
snuck over
silly and
here
contradictory
illegally.
this is? You didn't refute a single point that I put out there, refuted each one of yours, and I'll refute all of these too. The reason that they're called illegals and not white people who are here is because the white people who are here usually aren't illegals, John. It
They only
stands to
call brown
reason.
people illegals.
Hold on.
Because it's only the brown people who are here illegally for the most part, John. There's very few white people here in the United States who are here illegally, John. It's not even in the same universe. And here's why. It's really simple why, too, John. Really simple why. Because we have a border, direct southern border with Mexico. We don't have a direct border with Europe, so they can't really cross in here very much. So almost everybody who crosses in here comes in from Hispanic nations. And most of them who cross in illegally cross in from those nations. That's why they're called illegals. Not because people are trying to be meansy pants to them, but because they're trying to say that we don't want illegal immigrants in our nation because of all the problems that I just listed. Them working with cartels for human trafficking, drug violations, things which you say Jesus would support. He would support you welcoming those people with open arms. It's foolish, John. Makes no sense.
John, to you.
Airwick's cordless essential mist diffuser's perfectly portable fragrance is great for inviting friends to. It has a range of quick change scents for game.
That's a lie. I wouldn't say that, and Jesus wouldn't support that. The majority of fentanyl comes in through the ports. It is not carried in by people who are crossing the border. I'd like to think that if I were trying to escape the violence of our drug war, I would love my kid enough to take the risk and do the journey. But again, they only call the brown ones illegals. The majority of undocumented immigrants, and please, folks, please don't believe me, look all this up. The majority of undocumented immigrants in this country are people who overstay their visas, not people who cross the border. There are over 20,000 undocumented Irish in this country. Do you hear anything about them? Anything about the undocumented Russians? There's thousands and thousands. No, it's only one kind. I don't see a lot of undocumented Asian people being
a lot of
either.
kind.
Again, Donald Trump hired them in 2 different centuries. They need you to not see these people as people. Jesus commands you to welcome them, and God commands you to never mistreat them.
Well, John just lied to you multiple times. First and foremost, when it comes to fentanyl, quote, most fentanyl was smuggled into the United States via the southern border, according to federal law enforcement government reports as of 2022, 2023, 2024. Now, I'm guessing that we don't.
Hold, please.
The southern border, John. The southern border. You were trying to make it sound like that wasn't the case. Otherwise, what were you arguing against? What would you even have been arguing against? When I say it comes in through the southern border, you say, nah, it comes in through the port. Why would you even make the argument if you were agreeing with me that that's where it comes in? Makes no sense. Caught in a lie right there. Not only that,
no, it's not a lie.
Let's point out. Let us point out that the majority of the illegal immigrants, when you're talking about the overstaying of visas versus people who are crossing in illegally, you're talking about 2 different scenarios. Again, where the assignment of illegal immigrant, you're talking about Hispanics crossing illegally, they're not overstaying their visas, John. That's why we call them something different.
Go ahead, John.
You so need them to be subhuman. It's like you need them to be this vulgar noun, illegal, so we don't see them as human. And this is what Christian nationalism does. You'll have the leaders who will tell you that there's this tiny little powerless group, has no power over your society, but it's existential to our entire way of life, and only I can keep you safe. Over 90% of fentanyl seized by U.S. Customs and Border is intercepted at legal crossings or at interior vehicle checkpoints. This includes land border crossings. Drug trafficking organizations primarily hide fentanyl inside passenger vehicles, or they commingle it in legitimate cargo on tractor trailers. Federal data shows U.S. citizens are the primary couriers for smuggling fentanyl. From 2018 to 2024, U.S. citizens accounted for 80% of convicted fentanyl traffickers in southwest border districts. Again,
convicted.
It's so important. You can't follow Jesus, so you gotta make him evil. you just have to do it because Jesus is
Nobody,
too hard.
nobody made him evil. What's hilarious about this is, sure, they're U.S. citizens who have tons of Hispanic family members in Mexico who are often threatened by cartels. He leaves that part out. Isn't that funny? Check out what the racial demographics are of those smugglers, John, and then get back to me. And
You
the
said
reason
they were illegal.
the
Across
reason
the
is
border.
the
Hold on,
reason
I'm
the
going
reason
to,
is
pardon me, Andrew, I'm going to just pause your time. I apologize. If
Yeah.
we can't stop talking while the timer's going and it's the other person's turn, please mute yourself to add a little added piece of control, okay? All right, Andrew, I hand it back to you.
Yes. So anyway, what my point was is that the government of Mexico utilizes its own state apparatuses in order to work with cartels to push drugs across the border. Whether or not they're being pushed by people who are U.S. citizens who happen to have family members in Mexico being threatened by said cartels has nothing to do with anything. When I'm talking about illegal trafficking, it is also illegals doing this, and it's also illegals who are doing human trafficking back and forth and gun running. So the thing is like, we still have to have a border policy, John. We can't have open borders. I don't know why you think Jesus wants to contribute to drug trafficking, contribute to human trafficking and things like this without having staunch borders. That's insane. It makes no sense, and it's never made sense, John.
Go ahead, John.
Release the Epstein files, right? We
what?
Agree? We agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
Release the Epstein files. All the names, right? We agree?
Yeah. All of them.
It's kind of weird that Donald Trump is blocking it so hard and playing dumb about it after
Kind of
promising
weird
for
that this
years
is the only
to
time
release
y'all
it,
care or
'cause
even
I'm with
believe
you
in
on
them.
trafficking.
That's quite the pivot, John.
Icon has the tools pros trust, from wrenches to storage solutions, diagnostic tools, and more. Built to last and backed for life. Pick yours up today. Icon. Tool truck quality, unbeatable value. Only at Harbor Freight.
Damn, that knife throw actually did a lot of damage to that one person. Alright, let's find a new video to listen to while we play.
Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Loot Goblin Marketplace. I didn't realize that every single video game seems to have a tabletop adaptation. Now at first that makes me a bit nervous because players may know way more about the game setting than I do. What if someone asks a question that has an established answer but I don't know it? Would I just make something up on the spot and hope that no one calls me out? Because honestly that is what I do half the time that I'm running games in my own generic fantasy world. Diving into a world where the Dungeon Master is in love with the setting but the rest of the party seems to only kind of know the world seems like a sweet spot that I'd be comfortable with. Today's story is all about the Fallout TTRPG, which you may be able to pull off just by watching the show or by playing a couple of the newer games. There are larger, more established factions for sure, but no one's going to question a random settlement you made up on the spot. Plus, you could always cover a region of the US that the games haven't covered. Let's take Detroit for example. You could use the parts that are already abandoned as your inspiration for what the entire city would look like in a post-apocalyptic world. One thing that I do know about the Fallout universe is that a lot of vaults suck to live in, but a few of them were basically paradise compared to the outside world. So how do you get everyone to leave that cozy settlement? Well, obviously something bad has to happen. Who wants cool stuff and to save lives? I'm part of Power Word Meal with hundreds of creators who are saving lives together, and you get rewards when you help us do that. 100% of donations go directly to feeding vulnerable people across the world, and everyone who donates gets this ready-to-play new D&D species, and we're giving away over $20,000 worth of bonus rewards to supporters at random as well. The more meals you donate, the more chances you get to receive one of these awesome extras. It takes seconds, and even if you just buy one meal, you get a ton of amazing stuff. Check it out, link in the description. Today's treasure goes by the name, ever have a game that went too well? I did, and now my players are upset with me. I recently bought the Fallout TTRPG and was excited to play it with friends. Let's call call them Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo. We all set a time and place to host the Session 0, as the game uses different rules and mechanics than what we're used to with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. I also discovered that, aside from Charlie, who tried Fallout 4 years ago, most of my friends have never played a Fallout game and only understood the setting through cultural osmosis. This meant, on top of explaining how to play, I was also going to be my friend's official introduction to Fallout. With all that in mind, I cobbled together a setting and a story. I decided to have my players start as Vault Dwellers, to give a matching character and player surprise to discovering the Wasteland. And what would Fallout be without vaults and Vault-Tech's many horrific experiments inside said vaults? Of course, I could start my friends in a control vault, but where's the fun in that? After a lot of brainstorming, I decided this particular vaults experiment would be twofold. First, homosexuality was not only accepted and encouraged inside the vault, but heterosexuality was outright illegal and punishable by prison or even death for repeat offenders. This social shift would be rationalized by the absolute need to control population as to not overexhaust resources. And all children born were through in vitro fertilization, except that is only the setup for the experiment. In truth, Vault-Tech had robots tucked away that were secretly manipulating the genetic codes of dwellers' eggs and sperm to see how far a human genome could be pushed and still remain viable. This would be the reason that players could have max out stats, weird quirks like green hair, or just be ungodly ugly. To get the players out into the wastelands, I planned 2 possible events based on how Session 0 would go. If my players want a more lighthearted beer and chips kind of game, a highly popular performer would suddenly escape from the vault in the middle of the night, and the players would be selected to go out and rescue/return said performer. If they were up for a more gritty Mad Max sort of game, the vault would be rated a la Fallout 2, with only them having survived or escaped. Session 0 finally rolls around and we all start testing the rules, building characters, filling roles in the vault, and explaining the story, themes, and concepts. Before I go further, a bit of a necessary introduction for my friends. As I mentioned earlier, my friends and I played 5th edition
Almost dropped down next to it. So is there a way to get up there? No way. Right? No way. No way.
Off and on before, so we're no strangers to tabletop role-playing games or role-playing. Out of the 3 pillars of 5th edition, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie enjoyed an equal balance like myself, with the favoritism for role-playing. Delta and Echo lean hard into favoring role-play above combat and exploration, but are okay with them on occasion. My friends also prefer open sandbox games over modules or linear stories, as they don't enjoy feeling like they're forced to do things their characters wouldn't do. For example, they don't like random combat encounters when playing 5th edition, as they feel like they're being forced to fight something, and would rather have made the decision to engage the enemies themselves. With all that in mind, I explain that they will eventually leave the vault for one reason or another to enter into the wastelands, and about how the Fallout wastelands are filled with starving beasts, insane raiders, and other dangers. So while I can limit the combat and random fights, they will still be inevitable, to which they all say they are okay with it. Next, I asked them if they want a more laid-back kind of game or a more hardcore setting. They didn't hesitate to go for the former. Lastly, I explained life inside the vault, how their lives generally went, the struggles and problems their characters were used to, as well as the atmosphere inside the vault. Out of the 6 of us, Alpha, Bravo, and myself are straight. Charlie is bi, and Delta and Echo are gay. They are also all willing to be open about their sexuality and sexual history once they get to know you. The vault life setting presented definitely surprised them, since I'm the most prudish out of our lot, but they were more than happy to get started, especially Delta and Echo. I'll admit, once Session 0 was over, I was curious as to how they would react to a world like the one I described. Would Alpha and Bravo rebel against being punished for who their characters loved or how they lived normally? Would Charlie, Delta, and Echo stand against the punishments of any straight characters and NPCs, or would they reflect the prejudice they receive in real life? Would they bring the vault's prejudice with them into into the wastelands. I actually think this session 0 was held pretty well. He really seems to understand what his players enjoy and has asked some very targeted questions that he already knows how he's going to navigate come session 1. So they've opted to go for the more beer and pretzels style game. Sure, Fallout is a post-apocalyptic world, but it can be very silly at times. It's not grimdark by any means, so you can definitely play it either way. I really like how willing the author is here to play it either way, honestly. Now, based off the title, we know things are going to go south eventually, but I do think an offhand comment he made about not wanting to do a control vault is going to eventually haunt him, because essentially the vault is being treated as like the tavern that a party interacts